Welcome back to the MMA World Channel, where UFC fans gather to dive deep into the heart of combat sports. If you're all about thrilling fights, knockout analyses, and everything UFC, you've found your tribe. Today, we're sinking our teeth into a topic that's been stirring up the combat community. Francis Ngannou's monumental rise and the hypothetical showdowns that have fans and experts buzzing. Let's not waste any time and jump right into the discussion that set the world of MMA on fire, courtesy of none other than Joe Rogan himself. Joe Rogan kicks us off with a bang, stating,
Francis Ngannou beat the best heavyweight boxer, and now Anthony Joshua stepped up. Everybody knows that the world heavyweight UFC champion will that dude up in a real fight. He didn't want no part of that. They tried to bring that up. He was, no, I'm going to fight Usyk for the world title.
So here we have it, folks. Rogan is laying down the law, echoing what many of us have thought, but maybe haven't said out loud. The sheer thought of Ngannou stepping into a ring with Joshua and the latter opting out for Usyk instead. It's like choosing a sparring session over a battle royale. Sure, Usyk is no walk in the park, but the intrigue of a Ngannou versus Joshua fight, that's the stuff of legends. Moving on, Rogan delves into Ngannou's backstory, a tale so rich and compelling, it sounds straight out of a Hollywood script.
Ngannou is a character in a movie. If you look at the adversity that guy went through, he was on my podcast and he told a story about how he escaped the part of Africa he's from and made it all the way to Morocco and then across to Europe, and that he had to do it over 14 months. They did it basically on foot and hitching rides, and 7 times he got arrested and sent back, and they put him in the desert. 7 times. And 7 times he made it back to Morocco and tried to get across again until he gets to France. And then he's homeless. He's sleeping in a parking structure. And he gets taken in by this guy who was eventually his trainer, and then they convince him to do MMA. He wants to box, and they convince him to start training and learning MMA. And a few years later, he's the UFC heavyweight champion.
From traversing Africa to being homeless in France, only to be taken in and eventually become the UFC heavyweight champ. Ngannou's journey is not just about physical strength, but an indomitable spirit. And let's be real, Ngannou's story is the epitome of the fighter's journey, not just in terms of physical battles, but the life-altering struggles that forge true champions. This man didn't just fight opponents in the octagon, he battled life's heavyweights to get where he is today. It's a reminder to all of us that sometimes the most formidable opponents aren't holding gloves. They're the hurdles we leap over on our way to greatness.
He said, I never heard about you, but I heard about you. And I said, I have to meet this man. I said, what, you never saw me? He said, no, but I heard about you.
Yeah,
so I
isn't that
had
wild?
to meet Mike Tyson. So he's looking at me, and he's feeling my arm. Did you really? Are you really Mike Tyson?
Yeah, man.
Rogan continues, highlighting the iconic moment Ngannou met Mike Tyson and the mutual respect between these titans of combat sports. It's a moment that perfectly encapsulates the reverence fighters have for one another, transcending the bounds of their respective sports. This exchange between Ngannou and Tyson, it's a testament to the universal language of respect among fighters. The awe in Ngannou's voice, the disbelief mixed with honor, shows us that no matter how high you climb, there are always legends that'll make you feel like you're standing on holy ground. It's humbling and honestly pretty darn cool. Joe boldly claims,
You can say anything you want about the world heavyweight boxing champion, but everybody fucking knows that the world heavyweight UFC champion will fuck that dude up in a real fight. That's the reality of the world. That's the reality. Everybody knows that, especially everybody who knows. He's the baddest dude on the planet. 100%. And the only person that has
a chance
is
John
Jones.
Boom! Rogan's not pulling any punches with this one. And honestly, can we argue? The UFC heavyweight champ is a monster, not just in power, but in versatility.
If Tyson Fury fought Francis Ngannou in an MMA fight and beat Francis in an MMA fight, that would be more extraordinary than Francis beating Tyson Fury in a boxing match. Because at least a big part of Francis's skill set is his punching power and his hands. Whereas Tyson Fury has almost no experience in grappling, kicking, any of those skills. If he beat Francis in an MMA fight, that would be like the most incredible thing that anyone's ever done, ever. But no boxer has ever said in the middle of their, like as if Manny Pacquiao in the middle of his prime said, I am going to fight MMA. That would be insane. And you'd probably get his face kicked off.
probably get strangled, probably get taken down, strangled, and he would be helpless. It's a different skill set. There's so much more to MMA. To me, it's more exciting to watch. It's certainly more complicated. It requires more of you. You have to train in multiple disciplines. Not that boxing is not insanely difficult, but MMA is the top. That's the top. The MMA champion is widely regarded by almost anyone who's an expert as being the baddest man on the planet.
Boxing might be the sweet science, but MMA, it's the entire lab. It's like comparing a specialist to a Swiss Army knife. Both are formidable, but one's prepared for a wider range of scenarios.
Whatever weight class it is, the MMA champion is going to dominate someone who is just a boxer.
Right.
But, you know, you've got some guys like Mike Tyson. If someone taught Mike Tyson kicking defense and how to take people down, good fucking luck. Good fucking luck when that guy's coming at you throwing punches. And Fury's not going to fight him again, I'll tell you that. He didn't want no part of that. They tried to bring that up. He was, no, I'm going to fight Usyk for the world title. Like, nobody wants to see that, buddy. Like, you could write all the bullshit you want in terms of scorecards. The fucking world, including boxers, all the boxers that were there said that he should have won. If I was Ngannou, I would tell him, I think he might be able to beat them all. I think he's that good. I think he's that much of a freak. He is the man now. He's in demand everywhere. Everybody saw that fight, and now Anthony Joshua stepped up. Whew.
Yeah. Joshua, he's got so much damn potential.
He definitely does. But he comes back from every fight that he's had better, you know? I mean, one of the most impressive ones was he knocked out Klitschko. Oh, my God.
Klitschko's seen better days, though. He fought great that night.
But Klitschko dropped him first, and he came back and stopped him. That was a wild fight. Yeah, it's a great heavyweight time right now.
Joshua's no walkover. It's just that for some reason, I don't know, we expect a lot from Joshua for some reason. I guess maybe because English people are so behind and we got caught up in the bandwagon too, but Americans expect a lot out of Joshua for some reason.
Well, he's an Adonis. He's like a perfect specimen. He has crazy power, and he's just an elite athlete. To have the Las Vegas odds, like the online betting odds, in the last round in his favor was fucking incredible, because it was like 14-1 at the start of the fight.
Yeah.
And at the end of the fight, he was favored, and he should have won. They fucked him. But they didn't, because the world saw it.
Yeah.
He was always more of a striker than anything else anyway, but he's such a quick study. If you look at the fight with Cyril Gane, he beats Cyril Gane with grappling with a fucking completely blown out knee.
Yeah.
But in a perfect world, Francis makes a fucking cajillion dollars, and then the UFC re-signs him, and then he fights John Jones for the most epic encounter in the history of combat sports. That is a perfect world. Yeah. That's a perfect world. But at least Francis, he got his flowers from the whole world.
Yeah.
The whole world saw it. You can fucking lie all you want. You could have your bullshit scorecards. You could have your paid off judges. You could have your corruption. You could have your nonsense. Everybody knows what happened in that fight. And what happened in that fight was Francis Ngannou beat the best heavyweight boxer maybe ever. Maybe ever. Right. And then what happens if he fights all those other guys? What happens? That motherfucker hit so hard. And I was always wondering, how is his power with the big gloves on? Well, we fucking know. Yeah. We fucking know. The look on Tyson Fury's eyes when he went down in the third round from that left hook, he was like, oh, Jesus. And there was a moment in the second round that I yelled out. I was like, oh, he hurt him there. In the second round, there was a moment in the clinch where he hit Tyson Fury with an uppercut, but then the commentators didn't even notice it. He hit him with a right hand over the top. And the right hand was a short clubbing right hand. You see the look in Tyson Fury's eyes where he's like, Jesus, that power is getting extraordinary. But not just the power, but the intelligence to deliver that power in the most high pressure situation imaginable. Your first boxing match is against the Gypsy King, a 6'9" fuck phenom who's one of the best
to ever
boxers to ever do it. Amazing. And he just fucking cashed his own check.
And there you have it, my take on Joe Rogan's insights into Francis Ngannou's world. What a journey, what a fighter, and what a debate Rogan has sparked. I want to hear from you guys now. Do you think the world heavyweight UFC champ could take down any heavyweight boxer in a real fight? Drop your thoughts, theories, and fight predictions in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that bell icon for more deep dives into the MMA universe. Until next time, keep fighting the good fight.